This is scripture. This is scripture. This is scripture. This is scripture. Yeah. Born under a flickering light on the third floor, where the radiator knocked and the cold came through the door. Mama kept the Bible on the nightstand by her head, whispered prayers into the dark for the living and the dead. I watched everything from windows, memorized the block, every face, every hustle, every turn of the clock. The old man on the stoop had a story in his eyes about a country that had promised him a different kind of life. He never got it. Folded that dream into his chest, carried it in silence, put it down when he rests permanent. I watched that and I wrote it in my mind, filed it under things the world don't want you to find, because the truth of how we living ain't the story they tell. Between the glory and the gutter lies a more honest tale. A genius growing sideways through the cracks of the stone, of a people building kingdoms out of marrow and bone. This is scripture from the concrete, songs from the block, written in the language of the never gonna stop. Every word is a witness to the life that was lived. Everything we suffered is the everything we give. Shorty on the third floor had a voice touched by God. Used to sing out a window against everything odd, against the noise and the sirens and the weight of the years. Her melody dissolving all the anguish and the fears. For 3 minutes on a Tuesday, something holy would land on the corner where the lost ones tried to find solid land. She never made a record, never stood on a stage. Got consumed by circumstances at a too early age. I think about her often when the night gets this still. How much beauty gets extinguished before it gets to fulfill its purpose in this world. How much music goes unheard, how many books go unwritten, how many songs go unstirred inside the chest of someone working double to survive, just to keep the children fed and keep the dream barely alive. So every bar I construct is a memorial stone for the ones who had the gift but never made it back home. This is scripture from the concrete. This is scripture from the concrete, songs from the block, written in the language of the never gonna stop. Every word is a witness to the life that was lived. Everything we suffered is the everything we give. Now I move through the memory of everything past, understanding that the first things ain't always the last. That the block that shaped my vision is a teacher, not a tune. That the darkness I was born in was preparing me a room in the larger conversation about what it means to live with intention and with purpose and with everything to give. I don't glamorize the struggle, but I won't erase it either, cause the struggle is the scripture and the pain is the believer. It's something greater waiting on the other side of through. I'm a witness to the journey and the journey ain't through. Every ancestor that carry what they carry, so I could stand here with a pen and say the things I say understood. This ain't performance, this is testimony, this is real. Every syllable a scar that finally got to heal out loud in the open for whoever needs to hear that the life you living matters and your presence matters here. Then your presence matters here. Then your presence matters here. Let me tell you something real. Summer of '92, floating in stone. Everybody on the block was never really alone. Community surveillance before they invented the term. Every move that you made had a witness to confirm. Had a girl named Denise with a laugh like a bell, make the whole block feel like heaven. Even living in hell, used to save every dollar from the sandwich shop job just to take her to the movies. Nothing fancy, no facade. She said, you different from these others, I can see something clear. I said, don't let this block convince you that different ain't here. Polaroid captured us laughing outside the theater that night. 2 kids in the summer before everything changed overnight. I still got that picture in the shoebox somewhere deep, evidence of a moment that the years couldn't keep from becoming a ghost. Cause the block swallowed time and the girl in the summer and the feeling all resigned. Yeah.
Polaroids in a shoebox, pawn shop on the air. Everything we treasure got reduced to the past.
Yo.
But the memory of the living is the richest thing on. that you're never alone.
Yeah. My uncle had a saxophone, mahogany and gold, a 1958 Selma, something precious and old. Played it every Sunday, made the building feel like church. Even neighbors who had nothing found a reason through that worth. Hard times came the way hard times always arrive, without announcement or apology, just pressure to survive. He left it at the pawn shop on a Thursday in the fall, said he'd get it back by Friday, but the Friday never called. I used to press my face against the fingerprinted glass, watch that saxophone collecting dust while the seasons pass, representing every genius that the circumstance bent, every painter driving buses, every poet paying rent. We a neighborhood of brilliance that the system never saw. Every corner had a symphony that nobody heard before, but I heard it, documented it, I carry it today. Every bar I write a ransom for what poverty took away.
Polaroids in a shoebox, pawn shop on the air. Everything we treasure got reduced to the past. But the memory of the living is the richest thing on. Even broken things remind you that you're never alone.
Yeah, went back to the neighborhood. It don't look like itself. Smoothie bars and condos where we used to find ourselves. The barbershop, a yoga studio, the church, a parking space. Progress got a funny way of erasing every trace of the people who was living there before the money came. But the money never mentions us, it just removes the names from the storefronts and the memories and the walls where we wrote. Everything that mattered to the kids that the sister forgot. But Denise doing alright, got a family in Atlanta. My uncle found his music somewhere south of Alabama. Found a different saxophone and found his Sunday back. Proof that what the circumstance took the spirit brings intact. So the Polaroids I'm holding ain't a record of defeat. They a testimony that the soul survives the incomplete. Every face and every photo found a way to go on. Even the ones who left early left something to build on.
Nothing lost that the memory don't keep.
Nothing lost that the memory don't keep. They never told me flying was supposed to hurt this much. But I guess that's how you know the wings are real. I come from women who carry whole worlds on their spine. Never complained about the burden, never gave any sign that the weight was slowly killing them from inside out. Just kept moving, kept providing, kept removing all doubt that tomorrow would arrive with something better to hold. My grandmother raised 7 kids in the winter and cold of a city that had nothing for a woman of a shade. She built a family from the nothing that made. And I carry her in everything I do when I rise. Every morning that I make it, I can see it in her eyes. In the mirror, she was 5'2", but stood like a wall between the children and the hungriness that wanted them all. So when they ask me where I get it from, I point to that line of women who made possible this moment of mine. The weight of what I carry ain't a burden, it's a bridge between the life that they was given and the life
that I live. Feel the weight every morning when I open my eyes. All the people that I'm carrying, reaching up through the sky. Wasn't born into the easy, so the heart feels like home. Every step is for the ones who made this journey alone.
Yeah, dear Father, I forgave you somewhere around 23 when I finally understood what this life does to we who are born without the blueprint for the thing called a man, left to figure out the structure from whatever we can. Find around us in the wreckage of a neighborhood gone. I pieced together manhood from the streets and the songs, from the OGs who took time and the books that explain what my blood couldn't tell me cause my blood was in pain. I ain't angry at the absence, I just know what it costs. How a boy without a compass gets completely lost. Before he finds his bearing, I was 25 deep in mistakes and indecisions that would visit my sleep. Till I sat with it, examined it, and made it my fuel. Every fatherless morning was an unofficial school that taught me what I wanted and exactly what I'd be. To the children I would have everything he wasn't to me.
Feel the way every morning.
Hey, when I open my eyes, all the people that I'm carrying,
reaching up through the sky,
wasn't born into the easy,
so the heart feels like home.
Every step is for the ones who made this journey alone. I wanna find a young one standing right where I stood, at the corner of confusion in the middle of the hood, wondering if the wings that everybody says he has are real enough to carry him beyond the life he has. Let me tell you what I learned from the other side of doubt. The wings don't activate until you throw yourself out into the open terror of the thing you fear the most. That's where purpose introduces itself. That's where you get close to the version of yourself that all the suffering designed. The pressure and the darkness was just shaping what you find on the other side of through. And there is another side. Every ancestor who made it left a marker in the tide, saying follow where we walk, even when the path gets thin, even when the night gets heavy and the world closes in. Keep moving, keep the faith in what you carry in your chest. The weight of all these wings means you've been given something blessed.
To every soul trying to fly with borrowed wings, keep going.
I move in measured silence, let the words do the work. Every syllable intentional, no filler, no quirk. Just the architecture of a mind operating on levels that the average ear approaches, but the average ear never settles long enough to excavate the layers underneath. Every line of Berry City, every bar coral reef, a meaning stacked on meaning. I've been building since the start, since before the terminology existed for this art. Call it poetry or rap, call it whatever you choose. The frequency is ancient and I'm just the one who tunes into the signal that was always transmitting through time. From the griots and the ancients to the microphone and rhyme, I studied everything before me, then I added what I learned. Let the knowledge of the elders be the fuel that I burn to illuminate the cipher that was waiting in the dark. Midnight philosophers don't rap, we leave a permanent mark.
Midnight, and the mind won't rest till the truth gets found. Every question is a doorway, every answer is a sound. We've been searching since the ancients, in the dark and the deep. Midnight philosophers never permanently sleep.
The microphone is sacred like the altar and the pen. I approach it with the reverence that the moment demands. See a rapper who ain't studied is a soldier with no aim, spraying words in every direction, hoping something lands the same. I don't operate like that. Every verse is a blueprint, every hook is low bearing, every syllable is lucid and deliberated, measured and constructed with care. Like a cathedral made a language built from nothing but air. An intention in the discipline of 10,000 hours of communion with the craft in the solitary towers of the mind, where nobody sees the labor that it takes to make complexity feel simple for the listener's sake. Because the highest form of knowledge is the kind that transfers clean from the one who holds the understanding to the one who's never seen the concept before. I'm a bridge between the known and the new. Midnight philosophers, illuminating what is true.
Midnight, and the mind won't rest till the truth gets found. Every question is a doorway, every answer is a sound. We've been searching since the ancients, in the dark and the deep. Midnight philosophers never permanently sleep.
3 a.m. in the city makes a different kind of sound when the daytime noise retreats and the real thoughts come around. When you sit dealing with yourself and all the armor falls away, and you face the actual questions that you dodge in the day. Who am I beneath the reputation in the road? What do I believe about the universe and soul? What is owed to those who gave me everything to stand on? What do I construct from what the ones before me planned on? He's a midnight philosophy, he's not fit for conversation in the daylight with its noise and its distraction and its patience. For the surface and the shallow and the easy and the quick, I deal in the profound and the difficult and thick layers of a human life examined without flinching. Every truth, however painful, worth the knowing and the clinching to your chest like something precious, cause the truth is rare enough. Midnight philosophers, no, beautiful is always tough. The knowledge never dies, it just waits for the right frequency.
I seen things out here to change the way I see everything. The color of the pavement after rain ain't never just rain no more. I watched a man die on a Tuesday afternoon between the corner store and the barbershop. Too soon for any of it to make the kind of sense that brings peace. He had a daughter, had a mother, had a life that should increase. Instead it decreased in the space of 30 seconds flat, and the block just kept on moving like it didn't. See that? Like it happened every Tuesday, which I guess in a way it was happening so regular it became part of the day. I carried that with me like a stone inside my chest. Went home that night and couldn't sleep, couldn't rest. Kept seeing his expression in the moment that he knew that whatever was about to happen, there was nothing he could do. That look of recognition haunts me still to this day. How a man could see his ending and have nothing left to say. I think about my own and where my choices lead the road. Every man at some point gotta reckon with his load. Blood on the pavement don't wash away with rain. Every life that left this corner left a permanent stain on the ones who stayed in witness and the ones who turned away. We all carry what we sing here, every single. My homeboy caught a body over something that meant nothing. 3 weeks later buried in the ground over something that 6 months down the road wouldn't register a thought in the mind of either party, but the consequence got bought with the highest price a human being carries in this world. And his mama at the funeral with her fingers tightly curled around a photograph of him at maybe 9 years old, before the street got in his bloodstream, before he got sold on the idea that the only way to earn respect out here was to make the people around you operate on fear. I don't judge him cause I understood the logic of that world where the options get so narrow that the violence gets unfurled. Like a flag of last resort, I just wish that I could've said something that would've landed, said something that would've changed the calculation in his mind before that night. But some things move too fast for wisdom to arrive in time. Blood on the pavement don't wash away with rain. Every life that left this corner left a permanent stain on the ones who stayed in witness and the ones who turned away. We all carry what we sing here, every single. I talk to God about this regular, ask him what he sees when he looks down at this neighborhood on nights like these. When the sirens are the background music nobody chose, when the mother's aging real time and the father count lows below whatever number makes a community whole. I ask him what the purpose is, he speaks to my soul in the quiet after chaos. When the noise finally rests, he says the ones who carry witness carry also the best chance of being the thing that interrupts the cycle. The one who saw it all and chose to be something title that moves the next generation in a different direction. I sit with that and let it be my compass and correction, because the blood on this pavement represents real people who deserve the longer story and a much better sequel than the one this life provided. So I write it for them here, every verse of resurrection, every word of frontier. Rest to every soul. The street took too soon. Every last one.
Yeah, blowing it up. Yeah. Yeah. Blowing it up. Yeah. Yeah. Knowledge is the weapon that they never want you armed with. Every book they kept from us, a battle that they started with the intention of maintaining what the ignorance provides, which is labor without question and the people without God. But the corner store philosopher was never bought or sold. He was self-educated, self-created, self-controlled. Read everything he found from the library to the street. Synthesize the knowledge to the theory and the concrete. Became the same subject. Understand what I'm saying? The academy and the block been playing the same game. Survival and advancement through the knowledge of the real. The difference is the corner never charge you for the deal. No tuition, no permission, no approval from above. Just the transfer of the information wrapped in love for the people of the neighborhood who never got the chance to sit inside a classroom and be taught how to advance. Corner store profits on the milk crate throne. On the milk crate throne. Dropping science to whoever passed, never left alone. Without a piece of knowledge for the road ahead. The university was always on the corner instead. Yeah, I learned more from the elders on the block than any class. About the history of my people and the structures of the past. About the way the system operates to keep the bottom low. About the mechanisms of the power and the flow of capital away from where the labor gets extracted. How the neighborhood economy gets systematically redacted from the larger conversation about wealth and about growth. These were lessons from the corner store philosopher. I quote more than anything they handed me in 12 years of school. He taught me how to see the world and use my mind as a tool for liberation, for advancement, for the good of the whole. Not just individual achievement, but the lifting of the soul of an entire community. That history compressed into a margin and a footnote and a permanent test of endurance. We endured it and we passing it on. Corner store profits keeping knowledge in the song. Corner store profits on the milk crate throne. On the milk crate throne. Dropping science to whoever passed, never left alone. Without a piece of knowledge for the road ahead. The university was always on the corner instead. Yeah. Hip-hop was never just the music, understand the tradition. It was always education, it was always a mission to preserve and to transmit what the culture contains. To take the knowledge of the elders and rewire the veins of the next generation with the blood of the aware. So they move through this world knowing exactly what is there, waiting for them in the structures and the systems and the plans that was never built with people like us anywhere in the plans. But we plan anyway, we build anyway, we rise. We've been doing this since centuries before your very eyes got distracted by the spectacle, the beef and the flash. The knowledge rap tradition never died, it just got masked underneath the entertainment, but the essence remains. Every conscious bar, a continuance of the same work the corner store philosopher was doing for free. On a milk crate in the Bronx, that's the legacy I see. Hip-hop is not entertainment. It never was. It's a transmission.
Yeah. I wrote you 17 letters that you never received. Folded them and filed them under things I still believe. And despite all the evidence the years have compiled, every letter a different version of the same exile. Yeah. Feeling that I carry like a stone in the left side. On my chest where the love lives next to everything I tried to say out loud in real time, but the words wouldn't come. So I wrote them in the quiet after everything went on. After the argument dissolved into the usual silence, After we perform the rituals of our usual alliance, two people in proximity who learn how to be strangers with a history. That was you and me. The first letter said I love you in the language unguarded. Before the armor got a symbol, before the art started. Of protecting what was tender from the exposure of truth. The second letter was the funeral of our youth. Letters never sent are the truest things written. Every unsaid feeling is the realest admission that the heart knows what the mouth is afraid to release. Letters never sent hold the pieces of our peace. The third letter asked you where you actually went, while your body was still present and the rent was still spent on an apartment full of silence and performance and space. Two people in a photograph who never found their place in each other's actual lives. Just the idea of lives, the comfortable arrangement that the loneliness contrives when you rather have the almost than the nothing at all. So you furnish the illusion and you paper the wall with routines and with dinners and with habits and plans. A substitute for intimacy and reaching for hands. That ain't reaching back, I documented all of this. Every letter was a diagnosis of what I dismissed in the daylight as acceptable, in the nighttime became evidence of all the ways that love lost its name. In our house, letter 7 was the angriest one. Letter 12 was just a question, are we already done? Letters never sin are the truest things written. Every unsaid feeling is the realest admission that the heart knows what the mouth is afraid to release. Let us never send hold the pieces of our peace. Yeah, letter 17 was the last one and the shortest. 4 lines, no punctuation. Just the feeling at its purest. Said I wanted to be chosen, not just kept. Wanted to be seen in all the places that we're away from each other. I wanted the real version of a love that don't diminish with the natural dispersion of the early fire. I wanted what remained after comfortable, after routine, after pain had done its honest work and left the actual core of two people who decided they were worth fighting for. I never sent that letter, but I found another way. Learned to say the things I mean at the beginning of the day, before the armor gets assembled, before the distance grows. Now every letter that I write is one that someone knows was sent with the intention of the truest thing inside. No more letters in a drawer, no more feelings to hide. Everything I meant to say, I'm saying now.
Step in the cipher, better come with your sharpest. I've been on this block since before you knew what art is. Every bar architectural, every punchline a dart that lands in the precise location of the target. Since the beginning I've been building on a different foundation. Every syllable a separate act of renovation, or the standard in the ceiling that this culture maintains. I raise it every session, leave the evidence and stains on the pavement of the culture that can't wash away. Every MC that I cipher with remembers the day they stood across from something that recalibrated their scale of what was possible in 4 bars without fail. I deliver past the standard every time that I arrive. The cipher is my temple and I come here to survive. The mediocre moment, the forgettable, the plain. Step inside this circle if your pen can stand the strain. Last cipher, standing when the smoke finally clears. Every bar a year, living every line course years. Step inside the circle with whatever you built. The cipher don't discriminate, but the cipher don't tilt toward the weak construction or the half assembled thought. Everything you bring in here better be everything you got. Multi-syllabic architecture on a single take. Every compound rhyme scheme got a compound stake in a larger conversation about who holds the crown or the technical tradition of this uptown sound. I've been studying the masters, then exceeding the lesson. Every session is an exam, and I come back with expression that surpasses what I brought the week before without question. My progression is the answer to whoever needs a reference for what dedication to the craft actually looks like from the inside. Every sleepless notebook filled with good strikes against the page, against the standard, against the ceiling of the game. I've been running up the score since before they knew my name on a regional circuit. Now the circuit is the world. Every language, every borough, every boy and every girl who picked up a pen because they heard something that hit. This is for them. This is proof of what the pen permits. Last Cipher, standing when the smoke finally clears. Every bar a year, a living, every line costs years. Step inside the circle with whatever you built. The cipher don't discriminate, but the cipher don't tilt toward the weak construction, or the half. A half assembled thought. Everything you bring in here better be everything you got. When I'm gone, let the record show I never mailed it in. Every cipher was a chapel, every bar was a hymn to the culture that produced me in the block that I rep. Every syllable deposited like money in a set of values that I carry about what this art deserves, which is everything you got. The rawest of the nerves, the most honest of the feelings, the most technical of skill combined into the moment when the MC bends his will completely to the music and the cipher and the truth. And something almost sacred happens right there in the booth or the basement or the corner or wherever the circle forms. When the real ones find each other past the weather and the storms of everyday existence, we convene and we create something that the moment needed, something real, something great. So come into this cipher with the totality of you. The last cipher is the first of everything you'll do. The circle never closes. Everything goes dope. Everything goes dope. My grandmother kept china in a cabinet by the hall. Never used it for a Tuesday, only brought it for the call. Of occasions that demanded the acknowledgement of life. Thanksgiving, Easter Sunday, graduation, someone's wife. Being welcome to the family, the China meant you mattered. That the everyday could hold you, but the beautiful was gathered. For the moments that deserve more than the ordinary plate. The moments that the family needed something to commemorate. She washed each piece the morning up with something close to prayer. Careful with the handling, like the memory was there. In the porcelain itself, in the pattern in the way of a set she saved for decades on a modest teacher's rate. I understand it differently now than when I was young, when the China was just China and the stories went unsung. Passed me like a frequency I wasn't tuned to receive. Now I'm older and I'm reaching for everything she'd weave. Grandmother's china on the table means something real, more than just the dishes, more than just a meal. It's the language of a people who made beauty in the gaps between the hardship and the holy. Read between the maps. She came up in a time when dignity was something fought for, daily against a system that had other things it sought for. From a woman of her complexion in a town of her size, she wore her self-possession like a flag behind her eyes. Never let them see her diminish, never let them see her small. Maintained her full humanity against the weight of it all, and expressed it in the details of the life she constructed. Every dolly, every candle, every meal she instructed. My mother in the making of the recipes was sacred. Not just food but information, cultural, not placated by the easier tradition of convenience in the fast. She preserved the slow and careful as a bridge to the past that her mother gave to her in a language beyond words, in the hands that knew the measurements in cups and in thirds of a cup, in the knowing of the right amount of time. My grandmother's kitchen was a library of rhyme. Grandmother's china on a table means something real, more than just the dishes, more than just a meal. It's the language of a people who made beauty in the gaps between the hardship and the holy. Read between the maps. I got one piece of that china set remaining after time. Did its usual work of separating yours from mine, from the families, from the whole. Just a single cup and saucer that survived the moves and decades, that survived the losses after. She passed, the family scattered, took their pieces and their pain. I hold mine on the shelf and let the memory remain whole inside it. When I look at it, I see the table set. Hit a family conversation that the years have in silence yet. In my memory where everyone who left still gets a seat, where the china holds the Sunday and the Sunday holds the heat of a love that was constructed from the details and the care that my grandmother translated into everything from there, into my mother, into me, into the way I see. The world is something worthy of the best that we can be. Not just surviving, but adorning even ordinary days with the china of attention. But the beautiful always use the good china. Every day is worth it. Yeah. Use the good china. Every day is worth it.
Yeah. The crown was always there. Just took time to see it. Yeah. I move through the city like a student of the game. Catalog every lesson filed under my name, and the mental Rolodex of things that I would need when the moment that I worked for finally came to proceed. From the preparation phase into the actual doing, from the watching and the learning into something worth pursuing at the level that I always knew was waiting in the distance. I maintain a daily discipline, the focus, persistence, while the outside world continued with its usual noise. I was in the room before the room had any choice but to acknowledge what had shown up, fully formed and ready, hand and eye coordination, mind and purpose steady. Kings without crowns, moving through the unanointed years, doing everything the kingdom asked without the crown appearing. Yet I learned to be the king before the kingdom came, long before the recognition even knew my name.
Kings without crowns,
doing kingdom level work, every unrewarded morning, every dignity that hurt
against the grain,
but what the world said we deserved. The crown was always coming for the patient and the versed, in the discipline to build it when nobody's watching yet.
Kings without crowns,
don't need the audience to set. They're standing for the work. The work is its own reward until the day the recognition finally gets restored. I watch men settle for the fraction of their worth, convinced themselves the portion was proportioned from birth, that the ceiling was the ceiling and the floor was the floor, that the things they were receiving was the most in the store. A life for someone like them in a place like this. I refuse their mathematics like a fundamental fist against the theory that my origin was my destination, that my zip code was my limit, was my ceiling, was my station. Permanent, I studied every king who came before, who was born into the narrow and refused to keep the score that the narrow had assigned them, who expanded what was given by the sheer sustained intensity of how they were driven by a vision of a future that the present couldn't see. This is not a new story, this is old as we are a people. Kings without crowns is our oldest tale. The throne was always ours, it just arrived without the trail of breadcrumbs that the privileged get to follow from the start. We navigate by something deeper, memory and heart.
without crowns,
Doing kingdom level work, every unrewarded morning, every dignity that hurt
against the grain,
but what the world said we deserve. The crown was always coming for the patient and the verse, and the discipline of building when nobody's watching yet.
Kings without crown.
Don't need the audience to set. The standard for the word of work is its own reward until the day the recognition finally gets restored. The crowning always comes late for the ones who build on truth. That skips the generation, sometimes passes to the youth of the family. Your grandfather who never got his due finds his recognition in the grandson breaking through, when the grandson carried forward knowing what it costs. Every generation of the uncrowned and the lost to deposit in the bloodline what eventually compounds into the moment when the kingdom finally surrounds the one who was prepared forward by everyone before. I feel the weight of all of them each time I walk through the door of opportunity. They pushing from behind, every ancestor recurring in the river of my mind, moving me towards something that they started and I'll finish, or begin the next leg of the distance doesn't diminish. With each generation it just changes what it needs. Kings without crowns planting kingdoms in their seeds. The crown finds a king, not the other way around. Yeah.
Kings without.
Yo. Before the cameras in every pocket documenting living, before the algorithm decided what the timeline was given to your attention, we existed in a different dimension of reality where presence was the only real invention that mattered. You was either there or you was not. The moment was the moment and the moment was all you got. No evidence, no archive, no recording of the date, just the memory embedded in whoever chose to stay present in the happening. We lived inside the real with no buffer of a screen between the moment and the feel of actual experience, unmediated and raw. The block was just a block and what you saw was what you saw, and who you were was who you were without the curated version that the digital self requires. We was full immersion in the life, into the cipher, into everything around. Before the internet we had to find our own sound. Before the internet, the block was the world. Every corner had a universe. Every story unfurled in real time with real faces, and real stakes on the line. We was living in the analog of a more honest time. Information traveled at the speed of word of mouth. What happened on the north side took 3 days, reaching south of the boulevard. And in that gap of traveling fact, the story grew and changed, and somebody added what it lacked and took away what complicated the telling of the tale. Before it found the air that would deposit it wholesale into the community consciousness. We was the network, we was the algorithm deciding what had net worth. And the attention of the people, what was relevant today, was determined by the elders and the young who had a say in what the block considered worthy of discussion and debate. Community governance before they called it at that rate. We policed our own attention, we curated our own feed of information and a culture and of everything we need to maintain a sense of self and a sense of where we from. Before the internet decided what we were supposed to become. Before the internet, the block was the world. Every corner had a universe. Every story unfurled in real time with real faces, and real stakes on the line. We was living in the analog of a more honest time. I don't romanticize the past like the past was only sweet. The analog had its own poison and the analog had defeat. Built into the isolation of a world without the reach that the digital provides. There was knowledge how to teach because the library was closed and the school underfunded. And the information gap left generations confounded by the things they needed, knowing that they couldn't find near. So I hold both things together, what was lost and what was there. About the era before everything became available and cheap. When you had to work to find things, when the knowledge wasn't free. When you earned the understanding through the physical pursuit of the record shop, the bookstore, and the elder with the truth. There was something in that friction that produced a different knowing. A relationship to information that came from the going out and finding it yourself. I hold on to that still in the world of instant access. I remember what it feels. Before the internet, we had to find each other in the dark. Somehow we always did. moving through the same specific atmosphere of joy and contradiction of the beautiful and grim. I am the accumulated everything of them. Every elder who deposited a lesson in my path. Every stranger whose example was a better aftermath than what the circumstance predicted for a kid like me. I am the harvest of a plant and I was too young to see happening around me. Seeds of intention in the ground of my formative years, growing upward without sound until one morning I was standing in the field of it. Everything that anyone had ever believed in it when they believed in me. My mother's daily sacrifice, my teacher's extra patience, and my neighbor's advice. Past casual over fences in the afternoon light. I am the harvest of 1,000 ordinary nights.
This is the harvest from a long planting season.
Every root runs deeper
Then the eye finds reason
to believe.
But the fruit is on the branch now. Everything that was invested,
Taken, it's bow, yeah. I think about the ones who never made it to the harvest. The brilliant and the beautiful who ran into the hardest version of the circumstance before the fruit could form. Before the seed could push through, they got taken by the storm. I carry them like extra weight that functions more like wings. Like the gravity, you're missing people is the thing that brings me back to earth when the altitude of living gets too high. For me to still remember why I do this, who and why. The harvest don't belong to me alone, it never did. It belongs to every adult that was once a struggling kid on the block where I grew up, where the potential was enormous, but the infrastructure wasn't built to carry all that for us. So some of it got lost and some of it got through. I'm the portion that got through when I acknowledge what is true, which is the arbitrary nature of surviving to reap what was planted. I give thanks and I give back and I keep.
This is the harvest from a long planting season.
Every root runs deeper
And the eye finds reason
to believe.
But the fruit is on the branch now. Everything that was invested,
Taken, it's bow, At the end of every journey is the question of the gift. What you leave when you are leaving, what you give to the lift of the next one's coming after you through the same terrain. Do you leave the path a little clearer through the growth and the pain of your own becoming? Do you turn around and reach back for the hand of whoever's coming? Do you teach what the living taught you, or do you take it to the grave in the silence of the private? I chose to be the brave, kinda honest that gives everything the journey gave. Back to the source of it, back to the block and the people, back to the culture that produced me with the steeple of its value still intact. I give the harvest back, I offer every lesson, every scar, every track of the journey as a map for whoever needs the guide. The harvest was never mine to keep, it was mine to provide to the next season, to the next planting, to the next kid who wakes. Up in the circumstance I knew, one wonders what it takes. Playing something
that outlives you. That outlives you. That outlives you. Everything I know